Continuing with our rankings here today, we are going to be hopping into first baseman. And before we get started here today, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to continue to post a lot more of these ranking videos here. We're going to continue until we finish up every position. But anyways, with that in mind, let's hop right into these rankings. Coming in at number 10, I have Rhys Hoskins of the Philadelphia Phillies. Hoskins came up through the Phillies system a couple years back, and he was known as one of the better power hitting prospects in the game. He's hit 25 plus home runs in 3 of his 5 big league seasons, including last year where he had 27. Like many of the players on this list, Hoskins is not going to be a great average hitter throughout his career, but he has some of the best power in baseball. He displayed that power back in his rookie campaign where he hit 18 home runs in only 50 games. Now, defensively, Hoskins is by no means a great fielder, but he makes up with it and then some with his offensive power. I really am a big believer in Hoskins. I think this year could be a big year for him. I could see him hitting 40, maybe even 50 bombs. Moving on, at number 9, I have Brandon Belt of the San Francisco Giants. Belt has been a very productive player for the Giants for a very long time. He's hit double-digit home runs in 9 of his 11 big league seasons. And last year, he broke out and had a career year. He played in 97 games where he hit .274 with 29 home runs, 59 RBIs, a .975 OPS, and a 2.7 WAR. If Belt played a full season last year, it was likely he was going to hit 40 home runs. To go along with his solid offensive numbers, Belt also has a great glove over at first base. All around, Belt is a great player. He was a big reason why the Giants were so successful last season, and I have him coming in at number 9. At number 8, I have Joey Votto of the Cincinnati Reds. Votto has been around for a very long time, and he is one of the best first basemen of this generation. He's a 6-time All-Star, and he's finished top 3 in the MVP voting 3 different times. And after a couple of shaky seasons where it looked like Votto was finished, he showed up last year. In 129 games, he hit .266 with 36 home runs, 99 RBIs, and a .938 OPS. Defensively, Votto has been very good throughout his career. Votto is heading into his age 38 season next year, and while I don't think he's going to replicate what he did in 2021, I would not be surprised to see him have another productive campaign in 2022. Moving on to number 7, I have Jose Abreu of the Chicago White Sox. Abreu put together another really productive campaign in 2021 as he played in 152 games where he hit .261 with 30 home runs, 117 RBIs, and an .831 OPS. Ever since his rookie season a few years back, this guy has done nothing but mash. He's hit 20 home runs in every single season in the big leagues, and he has had 100 plus RBIs in all but one big league season. In 2020, he won the American League MVP where he had 19 home runs and 60 RBIs in the shortened 60-game season. Now, the one knock with Jose Abreu is that he is not too great over at first base. In fact, he is probably one of the worst defensive first basemen in the game. But when you are as good as this guy is offensively, you are going to be considered one of the best at your position. At number 6, I have Pete Alonso of the New York Mets. Ever since hitting 53 home runs in his rookie campaign back in 2019, Alonso has been known as one of the best power hitters in the game. Last year, he played in 152 games where he hit .262 with 37 home runs, 94 RBIs, and an .863 OPS to go along with a 4.2 WAR. To go along with the great offensive numbers, Alonso has a very good glove over at first base. So a very good glove to go along with a ridiculous power is going to make you one of the best first basemen in baseball, and I have him coming in at number 6. At number 5, I have Max Muncy of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Muncy hits in the middle of one of the best offenses in baseball for good reason. Last year, he played in 144 games where he hit .249 with 36 home runs, 94 RBIs, an .895 OPS, and a 4.9 WAR. To go along with that, he has very good plate discipline as last year he had 83 walks to 120 strikeouts. He also has a very good glove over at first base as he can pick it with the best of them. Muncy is a complete player. He can really do it all for you offensively, and he is one of the best first basemen in baseball today. At number 4, I have Paul Goldschmidt of the St. Louis Cardinals. Last year, Goldschmidt played in 158 games where he hit .294 with 31 home runs, 99 RBIs, 12 stolen bases, and an .879 OPS. On top of that, he had a 6.1 WAR to go along with his 4th Gold Glove of his career and finished 6th in the MVP voting. Offensively and defensively, this guy is just as good as it gets over at first base. He is clearly one of the best first basemen in baseball, as he's been doing this for a very long time. Moving on, at number 3, I have Matt Olson of the Oakland A's. Olson is very similar to Goldschmidt in the sense that he does it on both sides. A lot of people call this guy the best defensive first baseman in baseball, as it just seems like nothing gets by him over at first base. Offensively, he has some of the best power in the game, as last year in 156 games, he hit .271 with 39 home runs, 111 RBIs, and a .911 OPS. This guy is one of my favorite players in baseball, and there is no doubt he is one of the best first basemen. Moving on, at number 2, I have Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves. Freeman has been very good for a very long time, and last year was no different. He played in 159 games where he hit .300 with 31 home runs, 83 RBIs to go along with an .896 OPS and a 4.7 WAR. Freeman seems to get better with age, as he won the National League MVP award in 2020, and he has shown no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Freddie Freeman has been really good for a really long time, and I have him coming in at number 2. And at number 1, the best first baseman in baseball, I have to go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Guerrero is still only 22 years of age, and if it weren't for a historic season last year from Shohei Ohtani, he would have won an MVP award. He played in all but one game last year where he hit .311 with 48 home runs, 111 RBIs, a .1002 OPS, and a 6.8 WAR. He led all of baseball in on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS. The spotlight has been on Guerrero for a very long time, and he has lived up to the hype. And while his glove still does need some work, he has taken massive strides since his rookie season back in 2019. Vladimir Guerrero is a special talent. I would not be surprised to see this guy win 3, maybe even 4 MVPs throughout his career. He's an absolute superstar. I have him coming in at number 1. And also, really quick before we wrap the video up here, I want to give a couple of shoutouts to some honorable mentions. I want to give a shout out to guys like Ty France, Yuli Gurriel, and Jared Walsh. And I don't want to discredit anyone on the list, but 8 through 10 is really interchangeable. I originally placed Joey Votto, Brandon Belt, and Rhys Hoskins in those slots, but it was really up for debate. I was having a tough time between those 3 players and the 3 players that I just mentioned. Very good players, but unfortunately just missed out on the list. And I also want to say that this list was so tough to make. There was like 5 to 10 players outside of the list that you could really make an argument for making the top 10. So first base is really just a stacked position, and I don't want to leave anybody out that I think I should have put in, but it was just really a hard list to make. But anyways, that's going to wrap today's video up. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, where you agree or disagree. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. We're going to continue with these rankings. Next up is second base. So stay tuned for that. That will likely be out at some point later this week or into this weekend. Lastly, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.